New questions tonight over the safety of older model Jeep Cherokee and Jeep Liberties. The new attention comes after a $150 million judgment against Chrysler and the potentially lethal location of those fuel tanks. Fiat Chrysler insists the Jeep's fuel tank design is not defective, but former NHTSA Administrator Joan Claybrook says it is. Joan Claybrook, President Emeritus of Public Citizen, is with us now. Joan, welcome back to the show. You say the design has been criticized for years. Is it safe?
No, it is not safe. This vehicle should have the fuel tank relocated or replaced. Unfortunately, the way it was designed by Chrysler, it's way to the rear of the vehicle behind the axle, and it's low. And so in rear-end crashes, it's likely to split or have some defect come through, and the fuel leaks out, and then it catches fire. And a fire hazard is the worst you can possibly have in an auto crash.
I want to show you show the audience why we're talking about this tonight. A little boy, 4-year-old from Georgia, Remy Walden, was killed in one of these vehicles when it was rear-ended in the way you just described. And that's why we're talking about this story tonight. Joan, Chrysler says the vehicle is, you're seeing the vehicle right there after the accident. Chrysler says the vehicle is safe and that the design met or exceeded regulations when it was built. NHTSA even gave it their okay. Why?
Well, NHTSA didn't give it the okay. What NHTSA did was that they negotiated a recall with Chrysler for these vehicles, which are getting older and older and still harming people. The vehicle has been redesigned in 2004, and there have been no deaths from fire in the redesigned vehicle with the fuel tank moved. So this is a very dangerous design.
But the older cars are still on the road. Some of them have been recalled. Some of them have been taken back. But there's even criticism of the way these cars are being modified to make them safe. Are you satisfied with the fix?
Absolutely not. They've decided to put a fake trailer hitch on the back of the vehicle. When I say fake, I mean it is a trailer hitch, but it doesn't have all of the steel and other parts that if you were going to use it as a trailer hitch, it would have to have. And so people are not going to understand that this is not a real trailer hitch. What Chrysler says is that trailer hitch protects the fuel tank. Tests have shown that that's not true. And even the executive vice president of Chrysler testified that the trailer hitch is not going to protect the fuel tank against splitting.
Shouldn't NHTSA reopen the investigation? Shouldn't they do something more aggressive here? Where is the regulatory arm of the government that is supposed to oversee this?
Well, the regulatory arm of the government a year and a half ago, under a now departed head of the agency and Secretary of Transportation, cut a deal with Chrysler, and they said, we won't require you to admit that this is a defect, but please do something to fix it. And Chrysler proposed a trailer hitch, a fake trailer hitch. And the government accepted it. So now that this case has been finished, I think that it's time for the government to take another look at it, although that's, they've got a million things to do at that agency for auto safety, and so it's really ridiculous for them to have to go back and do this all over again.
Well, how hard can it be? It's not like they don't have all the facts already in front of them. They've reviewed this before. They've seen what happened. We've seen as many as 75 people die in just this kind of accident with it's back-ended, rear-ended, and the tank blows.
That's recently. I think that there are 160-some deaths from just the fire part. That is, that they didn't die in the crash, they died in the fire. And of course, if you have a little child in a child seat, very hard in a fire case to get that child out of that fire seat. And that's what happened in the Georgia case. So I think that the government needs to do one more test, probably, to test the trailer hitch fix, the fake trailer hitch fix. And then ask the company to relocate that tank or to put some steel behind it so that if there is a rear-end crash, it won't harm the fuel tank.
Joan, quickly, what do you do if you're a consumer and you own one of these vehicles?
I would do everything I could to get another vehicle.
Okay, that's not what I would call a vote of confidence. Joan, thanks for coming on and giving us a straight talk tonight. We appreciate your time.
Okay, thank you.